All right, Shalom. First off, give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Karkadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring, and truth and sincerity in the women and children who follow. So I was just doing some reading, and I came across something that I thought was pretty fire, and I just started thinking in my mind, like these regular everyday Christians, you know what I'm saying, when they start thinking of angels, they always give a depiction of either the little white baby with the rosy cheeks and it's always naked, or you know, or it's always a Edomite, with big wings or whatnot, and just they you can tell that they don't read because they have a false sense of the not only the purpose of angels but the appearance of angels too. For the most part, when angels appeared, it was a frightening thing. You know, even when they came to give a positive message or whatnot, the person who seen them was more than likely so afraid, and they always fell in their face because of course, they had, respect and reference for them. But basically, it's a Esau's putting out like it's like a slander campaign really on the angels. You know what I'm saying? Trying to insult their character, or distort their character to make them seem something that they're not. So I just wanted to get a couple of examples in the scriptures on how terrible the angels could be and how frightening they could be. So this is Joshua, the 5th chapter. I'm starting at the 13th verse. It says, "And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him, with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries?" Because at this time Joshua was going through Jericho, and all the Canaanites and Amorites, they were so afraid of him because of the miracles that they had done, through Yahweh Shem Yahshai. So he was asking, like, is you with us or are you with them? He said, and he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord, I am now come. And Joshua fell on his face. It's like, and Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, What saith my Lord unto his servant? So he was like, oh, damn, this, you're a messenger from the Most High. He, got in line. Because like I said, they had deep respect back in those days for angels. And he gave an account on what he looked like, okay? They didn't show what he looked like, but he said he was a man. So he had the appearance of a man. But it said he had a sword drawn in his hand. So he had his sword out. You rarely see depicted in movies or in pictures, like a wartime angel. It's always these goody two shoes, Cupid, naked shooting arrows type, angels. You don't get this picture of a rough man ready for war. Okay, something fearsome to be feared. All right, we're gonna get a couple more examples. This is Numbers chapter 22. I'm going to start at verse 20. It says, And the Most High came to Balaam at night and said unto him, If the man come to call thee, rise up and go with him. But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, that shalt thou do. And Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. And the Most High anger was kindled because he went. And the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his 2 servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. Okay, just like in the other situation I, gave to you. The angel of the Lord standing there with a sword in his hand. What you do with a sword? Okay, you're not signing autographs with a sword. All right, a sword is a weapon of war. You ready to kill somebody with a sword? That's what it's for. Okay, It says, and the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field, and Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. But the angel of the Lord stood in the path of the vineyards, a wall being on this side and a wall on that side. So it's like nowhere to go. Like you come down this road, I'm gonna slice your head off. Okay? And that's what happens to a lot of people in these days, you know what I'm saying? You don't even know it, but it's an angel of the Lord, causing destruction here. A lot of people getting their judgment like that. It's verse 25. It says, and when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself unto the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. And the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place, and there was no way to turn either to the right hand or the left. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get you this time. You ain't got nowhere to go. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with a staff. And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam, what have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? Like, damn, man, why you keep hitting me? What's up, dog? She said, and Balaam said unto the ass, because thou hast mocked me, I would there were a sword in my hand, for I will now kill thee. So you're like, man, I wish I had a sword, I'd kill you. But this, the angel got a sword ready to kill you, nigga. You don't even know. And the ass said unto Balaam, am I not thy ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, nay. Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand, and he bowed his head and fell flat on his face. He was like, oh, goddamn. He was, at that point in time, he was real sorry for, what he did. Okay? And the angel of the Lord said unto him, wherefore hast thou smitten thy ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. And the ass saw me and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee and saved her life. So he said he would have killed you. He would have killed you. That's the angel's job. The angel's job was to go down there and to slay Balaam for his perverse ways. That was the job that he was sent to do. Okay, so when angels are mentioned in the scriptures, it's not always for something good. You got a right hand, you got a left hand. All right, and all the angels are going to do what they're told. They're not there, having counsel like, oh man, I don't want to go do that. No, Lord, man, I don't want to do that. They do what they told. Okay, so I'm gonna get another account here in the Apocrypha. I'm at work right now, so I don't really have I can't get on the internet. It's like being blocked on my phone. So I'm just reading. It's 2 Maccabees chapter 4, chapter 3, verse 23. It says, nevertheless, Heliodorus executed that which was decreed. Now as he was there present himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of spirits and the Prince of all power caused a great apparition, so that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished at the power of the Most High, and fainted and were sore afraid. So there was an apparition that appeared, and everybody seen him got scared. Okay, so there appeared unto him a horse, and a terrible rider upon him, and adorned with a very fair covering. And he ran fiercely and smote at Heliodorus with his forefeet, and it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had complete harness of gold. Okay, so the horse like bucked up and hit it with, the front legs, and kicked Heliodorus. It says, moreover, 2 other young men appeared before him, notable in strength, excellent in beauty, and comely in apparel, who stood by him on either side, and scourged him continually, and gave him many sore stripes. They beat the brakes off of him. Okay, and it's about to tell you how bad they beat him. And Heliodorus fell suddenly to the ground, and was compassed with great darkness. But they that were with him took him took him up and put him into a litter. That's him that lately came with a great train, and with all his guard unto him, said to the treasury, they carried out, being unable to help himself with his weapons, and manifestly they acknowledged the power of the Most High. For he, by the hand of the Most High, was cast down and lay speechless without all hope of life. So they beat him close to death. Okay? That's the point. That this is when Heliodorus was trying to sack the temple, and that's what happened, man. You know, you had 3 angels appear and stop him and beat his ass close to death. And I'm gonna jump down to the same chapter 3, and this is verse let me see. This is chapter 3, verse 37. It says, and when the king asked Heliodorus who might be a fit man to be sent once again to Jerusalem, he said, this is when, you know, he was able to go back, you know, to the king, which was, I believe, freaking Antiochus Epiphanes. He said, and when the king asked Heliodorus who might be a fit man to be sent yet once again unto Jerusalem, he said, if thou hast an enemy or a traitor, send him thither, that thou shalt receive woe scourged. And if he escape with his life, for in that place, no doubt, there will be an especial power of the Most High. Okay, so basically he said, look, if you're going to send somebody back there, make sure that they're an enemy. Because if you send somebody back, they going to beat the brakes off him. If he's not dead, he's going to be within an inch of his life. So don't send nobody that you like, basically. All right, and don't tempt the Lord, because his angels have great power. They said that they were men of notable strength. Okay, so this is just a few examples of what actual angels, you know, look like. The angel of the Lord, you know, death angels pretty much. But you also have an account in in the book of Tobit, where, you know, the angel appeared as a regular man. And, you know, it also says that we entertain angels unaware. So they can come in many forms, but the depiction that's being put out of them right now is basically a whitewash. You know, with that, you know, I hope you brothers was edified. I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yashai Bashem Karkadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS, salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the 4 corners who are enduring, and truth and sincerity in women, children who follow. Shalom.